Why is body spray so common with Indian men? At a previous job we had a few work visa Indian men. There were a few that wore more Axe body spray by the can. But what's worse is the people who hasn't had the talk and straight up smell like body odor. Humidity is our undoing. IDK, but there's an Indian guy at work who drowns himself in cologne. Mofo smells good AF. However, I can tell if he's been in place minutes after he left. I think they're likely just overdoing it because they do not want to fit the stereotype that Indian people smell bad. I believe I know this. I have an Indian friend who I used to drink with a lot. He told me that in India there's a stereotype that white people smell because we typically only shower once a day. He claimed that in India they would shower 3 times a day. I thought this was excessive. But he said that it was because of how hot it is there. They would sweat a lot and get gross feeling frequently that they would need to wash. I imagine the cologne is a cultural thing along certain communities who did not have access to water as readily. They probably just got used to the cologne and now like it. Another unrelated thing of smelling like curry. When we shifted to Germany, the houses here are insulated. Back in India they are ventilated. The insulation causes the smell of spices to stick while cooking. No matter how many windows we open. Had to install a chimney, now it's much better. Our diet consists of strong flavor, so maybe some of us are afraid we might project that when we sweat and don't want you all to smell that and think all Indians smell like curry. Ironic, isn't it? I don't get what's with all the responses here. It feels like people don't know Indian people that well. Fragrances and perfumes are historically important within India, since many of them were produced there. And there are passages within Hindu, Sikh and Muslim texts that stress the importance of smelling good as part of your responsibility towards others. There are a lot of cultural stereotypes in Western countries about Indian people smelling bad, like curry spices, which is hilarious because they think we smell like milk. So people in the Indian diaspora are even more likely to wear body spray and perfume to counteract these stereotypes. Members of the Indian diaspora in Western countries are, to some degree, trying to earn a good living and escape some of the inequalities caused by the caste system within India. So part of that involves presenting yourself as if you've got the economic privilege of being from a higher caste by dressing smart and smelling good. Just FYI, I'm not Indian, but I grew up in a city with a huge Sikh and Muslim population. Few months ago I saw a Reddit post saying Indian men, Sikh, smell horrible. Now I see a post saying they put a lot of fragrance rolling on the floor, laughing. Make up your mind, fellas. Having said that, I think you've seen a small population. Most Indian men residing in India don't actually use body spray or cologne. That's also because Indians bathe every day. Sometimes twice if the local climate is hot. I feel like on Reddit, I see a post every now and then which starts along the lines of, I'm not trying to be racist, but why do Indian men smell so bad? Quote, so seeing the flip side of that is kind of frustrating too as an Indian. It seems like there's no winning here. Not an answer to your question. Just an observation. Because we sweat a lot, I guess. Open mouth smile. I have range of body sprays inside my dressing table. India is hot and muggy most of the time, and gentlemen who don't want other people to get a whiff of them if they start to sweat probably use it as an added deodorant. I did that when I lived in Florida because I sweat like a meatloaf. I was back there recently and after 10 minutes outside I realized I forgot to use antiperspirant on my balls. So yeah, it's probably just a part of ordinary man grooming there. Can you imagine how hot and sweaty you'd get working in India? That's why. Spicy food with onions and garlic. That combo makes both so much more pungent. Also, cooking that kind of food will fill your house with a nice smell at first, but once stale is not so nice and will make your clothes smell similar. I've always experienced this, living in the United States, both in working in customer service and using ride-share services. It's so awkward because I'm very sensitive to smell and will get immediate nausea and blinding migraines from strong cologne, and I hate feeling like I'm being racist by having to literally avoid certain demographics for the sake of my health. Older white women being a second huge offender. Strange, I was thinking about this lately. It's always a strong mall perfume as well. I believe you when you say you're not racist. It might vary from place to place, as I've never noticed this in the city I'm in, and I interact with a lot of Indian men for personal and professional reasons. They like it. They smell bad. You call them racist slurs. They smell good. You still have a problem. What do you want them to do? They don't use deodorant, so they use cologne to hide the sweat smell.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.